Welcome back. That was a short commercial break, and here we are in studio. And after the score, we brought in a new set of guests, and of course, a new sport that is gaining popularity in the country. And as we speak, we have a national under-18 team in the continental qualifiers in Cape Town, South Africa. We'll be talking about that as well, but we'll appraise you of what's been happening. And just mentioned earlier on, Tusker FC leading Shabana by 1-0. The match is being played at the Gusii Stadium. It's the resumption of the Kenyan Premier League. We have other matches lined up, for this weekend. And as we talk about that, Posta Rangers will be taking on Nairobi City Stars. Talanta will be taking on Kakamega Homeboys. We'll be letting you know more as we get results from those matches. And also to just remind you of the happenings last night in Zanzibar, where Kenya is taking part in the Mapinduzi Cup. Started off very well, against Burkina Faso, beat Tanzania, but last night against Zanzibar, they lost by 1-0. But that was not the headline maker. The headline maker was the referee who punched Abiud Omar after some ugly scenes, very unsporting, conduct in the football field. Not acceptable at all, but we'll wait for the verdict from the organizers of the same after they are done with their investigations of what could have transpired in the pitch. But very unsporting conduct, very unsporting behavior from the referee who punched Abiud Omar after issuing that red card. We are also keeping an eye on what's happening at Nairobi Club, where we have the ITF W35, or ITF tennis championships happening here in Nairobi. Angela Okutoi expected to be part of the action, and we'll be finding out about the ongoings from Nairobi Club when we are able to link up with Daniel Mwendwa, who is at Nairobi Club at the moment. But for now, let's welcome the guests in studio, because we want to talk about a game. This is a baseball. They call it baseball. Very, very light. There are those who would say it's heavy, but, very fancy. I love it, the baseball. Here in studio, we have guests from Baseball Federation, of Kenya with us in studio to just help us unpack what's going on, because currently we have the National Baseball 5 under 18 team in South Africa that's in Cape Town, and doing well in the continental qualifiers, where they've won 2 matches, beaten Lesotho and also beaten Zimbabwe, hoping for the best. Let's introduce the guests with us in studio, and I'll start in order of seniority. And from my farthest left, we are joined by the Vice Chairman, Technical Director of Baseball Federation and founder of Zola Baseball Club, in Rabai, Kilifi, with us, Mr. Dedan Kariuki, a gentleman I know very well. Mr. Kariuki, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Karibu sana.
Asante. It's a pleasure to be here.
Karibu sana.
Yes.
Thank you. Next to Dedan, Mr. Kariuki, we have Avril Lavigne, a baseball player, also with us this afternoon, who will be letting us know how she ended up in baseball and what can we expect in baseball going forward. Avril, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Crossing over to my right, we have a gentleman also whom I've known for quite some time, very, very passionate about the game of baseball with us in studio, Mr. George Kinuthia, Assistant Technical Director, Baseball Federation Kenya, also President Baseball for Africa, founder, coach, and also founder, coach, Kabete Cares Baseball Academy with us in studio. Mr. Kinuthia, karibu sana.
Asante bwana Amfa.
Nice to see you after a very long time.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you. You beat me to that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Last but not least, we have a young man also with us in studio, very passionate about baseball, Mr. Rajab Ahmed, also with us in studio. Rajab, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Karibu sana.
Good afternoon.
Asante. Well, let's start by, first welcoming you to the studio and you know, Mr. Kinuthia beat me to it. Happy New Year all. And we start off with some very good performances. Earlier on, we had cricket, you know, Kenya Power Hitters cricket team, and they started off very well in the year. Mr. Karaoke started off and won their tournament, the tournament they took part in India. Now we have our, you know, baseball 5 under 18 team in Cape Town, South Africa, and they're doing well as well. It looks like the juniors have set us off into a very good, you know, motion in 2025 because they've won their first 2 matches. That's against Lesotho and Zimbabwe. Mr. Karaoke, karibu sana.
There is a game that I believe today they will be playing against Tunisia and also Ghana. They either scheduled for today. I think they will play a game each day. So today they might play Tunisia, tomorrow maybe the other one. So the games will end up tomorrow. And our team has prepared well. They were in residential camp for quite some time, about 2 weeks or so. And for that, we thank the government for having supported our team financially. And finally, we expect that these boys, actually baseball 5 is a combination of boys and girls. They play together. So we have sent a team not only for boys, but mixed team where we have a couple of girls. And we call it baseball 5 because at any given time we have players, 5 players in the court. It's a simple game that anybody can play anywhere. Because all you need is a ball, a tennis ball, and that's it. You don't need all this equipment that you are seeing here. All you need is just a field that is marked according to the rules, and from there on, what you just simply need is just the ball.
Which is this?
It's a simple, it's a soft ball.
Yes, a rubber ball just like the tennis ball.
Like the tennis ball.
Wow.
And you just use your hand. You know, in this other baseball 9, so-called, we differentiate the two by the number of players that play. Baseball 5, we have 5 players. Baseball 9, we have 9 players. That is the main game. Okay? So this one, you only need a tennis ball or a rubber ball or any ball that can bounce.
That's it.
And you can play it anywhere. It doesn't matter what space you have.
So what are the key ingredients for, you know, baseball? You have the gear, you have the players, and talking about the players, what would you be looking out for, Mr. Kinuthia, before I now bring them into the talk?
First of all, if you could allow me, I finish
Please, feel
the
free.
difference between the two games.
Yes.
There is we talked about scarcity of fields and equipment that led to the formulation of baseball 5. For baseball 9, which is played from the 1840s in America, you need a field, it's played on a field, a square field, which is tilted to make a diamond. So the baseball field is called a diamond of 90 by 90 feet, but the whole field is about 400 feet for a professional field. And then it is played by 9 players against 9, taking turns at batting. That is, to win or to score in baseball, you must bat the ball. And
I mean, what you're talking about is what we are seeing on the screen.
oh yes.
Yes.
So as you can see, these are 2 opposing teams of 9 against 9 players, and that's a batter. And to score in baseball, you need to bat the ball, and the defense, this offense is batting, and defense is preventing you from running around the field of 90 by 90, the diamond, and starting from home plate where you hit the ball and finishing to where you started. That's how you earn a score, and a score in baseball is called a run. So the opponents are preventing you from rounding off the balls by bringing the ball before you get to the bases. The corners are called bases, and before you reach the base, or you even reach the home plate, which is the starting and finishing point. But if you're able to hit the ball and round off the bases, and make it before the ball gets there, then that means you have earned a run, which is a score. So baseball, that's how, and then normally there's the positions in baseball is in defense is number one, like goalkeeper. In baseball, in soccer is the pitcher. So the pitcher works with the catcher who is behind the hitter, the batter. And then all the bases, first base, second base, third base, and the position in the middle is called shortstop. So that is the infield. But because the ball is normally hit, it can be hit up to the 400 feet. We have other players who are called outfielders. So on the left side, we have an outfielder who is called a left outfielder. And then in the center, we have another one, and the right one. So the work of these outfielders is to retrieve the ball, because to strike out a player, you must bring ball back to the infield, which is the 90 by 90 field. So that's the difference between, but the baseball 5, when we say it's a smaller field and no equipment. Equipment for baseball is we have the ball, of course, baseball, and we also have the catcher's kit. The catcher's kit is made of the helmet, the one with a mesh, because the ball is thrown by the pitcher at a very high speed. In professional baseball, the ball can be thrown at 110 miles per hour, and the distance between the pitcher and the catcher is about 70 feet. So you can imagine that distance at 110 miles, not kilometers, miles. And the catcher is supposed to, if the hitter or the batter misses the ball, the catcher is supposed to catch that ball. So he wears this protective gear, which is made of a meshed helmet, the chest pad, and also the shin guards, and a cushioned, better cushioned glove, like that young lady is holding. So that's the catcher. He's like the person who ensures that he protects, yes, he protects the home plate. So the other equipments which are needed in baseball is like a normal glove for each player in defense, and also a helmet. Helmet is worn by the hitter because the ball is traveling at a very high speed, and incidentally, they only focus on protecting the head. So we use the helmet for the hitter. So we have two types of helmets, the one for the catcher, which is more protective, and then for the normal one for the hitter. Because
what happens if I hit the ball and take off with the bat? Because I see all the time they drop the bat. Is it allowed?
Yeah, yes. Okay. In baseball, you're supposed to hit the ball with the bat, but you don't throw it away like you're fighting. You just drop it and then run. But we have seen a lot of incidences where a hitter will throw, and due to the urgency would hit even other players.
So this is the one you're saying, with the shield?
Yes. Yeah. So this one is for the catcher.
Yes, for the catcher.
Yes.
Just to protect the eye.
The face and the entire, the head in the entirety.
The ball.
Yeah.
The ball cannot.
It cannot penetrate.
Exactly.
It cannot go through that mesh.
So you are protected.
You are protected.
Wow.
And you even protect the chin. There's that part below
below the
chin. Edge there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It comes up to the neck.
You up to here.
Oh, this and
yes,
that.
yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And that one is also for the back in case if you twist it around, you'll find there is also something at the back.
Oh, yes.
That one is meant to protect also right at the back in case anything happens.
Yeah, because we have something we call the pop-up balls. Somebody hits the ball and it goes up into the air, and this guy may not be able to see the ball because he just passed, somebody hit it and went behind him. So it might come back and hit him on the back of the head. So
at
that
the same time, even when the batter is swinging the bat, and this guy makes a mistake of but hits him right.
Yes.
That's why there is.
So the catcher is the most protected. So and the batter uses the helmet and hits the ball, drops. He's supposed to drop the bat in in a easier way, but
Take off.
it becomes very difficult because he wants to take off as fast because as we said, you need to run to sprint. In fact, baseball is about sprinting to the bases because two ways you can earn a point is you can do bit by bit around the bases and somebody else hits and pushes you to the next base, or you can, if you are a very good hitter, what we call home runs, you know, like hat trick in baseball is hitting the ball so far you are able to round off the bases on your own.
Okay, let's
Yes.
bring in the juniors now, the young ones, and to this. Avril, how did you end up in baseball and not any other sport, not volleyball, not football, not athletics? Why baseball?
Okay, I was watching some games on phone and listening to stories of baseball. Then Rajab introduced me to go and train with them. Yeah, and I liked it very much.
And since then, you've never looked back. Wow. Ajab, Rajab, let me now, cross over to your, your end. And you rightly put it, as she rightly puts it, you introduced and brought her into the game. How did you end up in this sport and not any other sport? Not skating, not football, but baseball. Why baseball?
I used to play football, but after a game, my knee, it was painful. So coach came and introduced me when I was home, told me to come to the field. And I went and I liked the sport. And we are in the same school with Avril.
Wow. So since then, you've never looked back as well?
And you forgot to tell him that he was lucky within his first season. He was selected to play for the under-12 national team for Africa qualifiers and also fortunate to become the captain of the national team. Really? Yes.
Wow. And since then?
Yeah, he has been progressing very well. Actually, he doesn't play with his age mates now. He's playing with the senior categories. So he has a lot of potential.
A lot of potential,
yes,
indeed.
Yes.
Mr. Karaoke, as the Vice Chair and also Technical Director of Baseball Federation Kenya, we are seeing the under-18 team, in South Africa at the moment, that is Baseball 5, clearly tells that you are focusing with the juniors to make sure that the future is well guarded in terms of Baseball Kenya. What informed this?
Well, actually what we've been doing, and that's our program that we have already taken to various regions. We want to put a lot of emphasis on junior baseball in all these schools. But like we said a little bit earlier, we have found also some challenges in so doing. Because you find many of these schools cannot afford the equipment, the baseball equipment, and it's not even locally available. It is quite a process for anybody to acquire the baseball equipment. Fortunately, we have used some friends to bring this equipment here. And you'll find if you are to have about 100 schools playing baseball, it will mean that the federation has to have a lot of money to import all that equipment and distribute to all the schools. So what we have done actually is that we have started small. We have a few equipment and we centralize within the regions. We have 4 regions so far. We have the eastern region, which is includes counties like Machakos, Makueni, and all that. We have also the western region, which is equally big because we have countries like, we have counties like Eldoret, Kakamega, Migori, and all that. So the other one is actually the metropolitan. The metropolitan region is Nairobi, Kiambu, Kajiado, and part of Machakos. We have also the coastal region, that is Kilifi, Mombasa, Voi, Kwale, and the likes. So what we are doing now is that we are trying to have a few schools within the region play. And most likely those who are abutting each other, near to each other, so that they can walk, play games with a lot of ease. That will not actually involve transportation, which is equally expensive. So that's what we are doing. With the meager equipment that we have, we just put them in a certain school, and that school takes care of it. So it's from there that the other schools would come and play these games.
Interesting, because you know, as a federation, it looks like you're trying to really simplify and make it affordable, and you know, so that many can take part into it. Let me come to Avril. Avril, earlier on, Rajab mentioned that you go to the same school together. How do you balance school and also still find time to train, and by the end of the day ensure that there is a balance between studies and also playing the game of baseball?
Okay, we train during Saturdays evening, and in school we usually have tuitions from morning till lunchtime. Yeah, and I also read at home.
So you keep both going in terms of reading and also availing yourself for training.
Yes.
Mr. Kinubia, as we come to you now, we are looking that you are also the founder, coach, Kabete Cares Baseball Academy. Briefly talk to us about the academy, as we'll also find out from Mr. Karaoke about the, Rabai Zola Baseball Club in Rabai.
Okay. Kabete Cares is a baseball academy, is a program based in Kabete sub-county. I actually didn't start with baseball because I did other sports many years in athletics and football. I used to be a fan on TV. So for many years, we were looking for something to engage young people constructively. And we tried sports and we realized sports was a good thing, and then we discovered baseball is even better because of the kind of opportunities it offers and the kind of exposure. Incidentally, we talked about education, and you find that the caliber of people who play baseball is a little higher, even academically, than other sports, because you find there was a time we had a national team of about 80% who are university students in the national baseball team. So, and they also being played a lot by foreign communities, the kind of exposure the players get is kind of higher as compared to other sports, and also the opportunities. I told you about Raja playing for the national team during the first year. I don't think that would happen in any other sport because of the competition. So we realized that baseball is offering a lot of opportunities, and that's how we started baseball, Kabete Cares Baseball Academy. And also we wanted to give children, because we have realized that in Kenya, we need youngsters starting from early age of even below 10 years to make it to the higher ranks, considering sports is a big thing out there, and colleges are looking for well-skilled and academically, good players. So if you start them early, and also they get good tuition in their schools, the chances of having baseball players in the MLB, Major League Baseball in America, or even playing for colleges where they get opportunities for studies, and also because it becomes a culture. And we are trying to do that because we also, in conjunction with the federation, we have also supported several other centers outside Nairobi, which one in Mombasa called Grandsons of Abraham. We have another one in Nakuru called Allies in Africa, and Precious James School in Rongai. So we work all together and try to have these children playing together, because another challenge that is in minor sports like baseball, is you might train your kids in one corner and never get an opponent to test their skill levels. So we have been working with other programs or helping start other programs. And we are fortunate also to be the local partners of Baseball for Africa, which is like a kitting organization that brings in equipment and leaves it in our trust. Then we normally donate to these centers, and we also offer clinics in conjunction with the federation to make sure that we have many places accessing the equipment and also the skills to play baseball.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Rajab, in the game of baseball, what do you prefer, throwing or, batting?
I prefer throwing
Why?
because I'm good at pitching.
Oh, okay. You call it pitching. What is pitching? Pitching is, and if you want to demonstrate, feel free and just demonstrate. If my dad, yes, thank you.
And don't hit.
Yes, and don't hit. Just try and Yes.
So pitching is when
Just turn and face the camera. Just face the camera. Yes. Yes. Wear the glove.
is the person that stands here and throws the ball at the catcher.
Okay.
So the opponent, which is batting, can bat. So the pitcher throws the ball and the batter hits.
Avril can assume that she's so Avril can
You
be
can take, no, oh, the hitter, okay.
okay.
And you forgot your helmet.
No, it's
Have to-
okay. So there.
So the pitcher lifts his leg and throws.
Oh, so there is a way.
When he throws if the batter hits, now the fielders catch the ball and throw it to first base. If the ball reaches first base before the runner, he or she is out.
Wow, wow. So the hitter will be targeting to hit the ball as far as possible.
Yes.
So that she can make as many runs as possible.
Yes.
Or get to what you call bases earlier on.
Yeah, you round the bases to get to home plate. You can only do one run.
Yes,
which is
Kariuki, yes.
Yeah.
I can see you're still energetic.
No, quite energetic.
Yeah.
And I love this game because it's full of action.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So what normally happens here is that's the batter,
Yes.
and this is the pitcher. And this kind of situation, the batter must hit that ball,
Okay.
and that ball, there is a specific area that this ball must go. And that is between the second base and the third base. If the ball goes out of that area, then the batter cannot move.
Completely.
It's gone to the foul territory, where this person cannot move to get to any of these bases. So what happens here is that this person must be able to hit that ball, comes over these bases, straight all the way out to what we call the outfield. Okay? If the ball falls on this area, this is an area whereby there's a lot of action.
Wow.
There is infield. This is what we call infield. There is a lot of commotion that happens here. Because wherever the batter, once the batter hits the ball, he or she has to drop the bat here, run very fast to the
Okay.
first
base.
base, occupy that base. Once he's there, she's safe. Okay?
Okay.
So another batter, because normally what happens in the batting situation is that we have batters who are 9 of them. We have batter 1, batter 2, batter number 3,
All
batter
the way
number
to
3,
9.
in that order. So you don't change them because that is the batting order. So the batter number 2 now comes in, takes position, and it is the same.
The same.
The batter
Wait.
has to hit the ball to the fair territory.
Okay.
All right? After that one, then automatically what will happen here, you can never have two players in one base.
So she takes off to
She
the
has
next.
to move and give way for this one to come and occupy that base.
Okay.
So it goes on that way
Until.
until she's able to move all through the bases to the third base and back to the home plate where she started. Then she has scored a run.
A run.
Okay?
Same to Avril, same to Rajab as well.
Exactly. So you see, essentially what happens with the defense is that the defense want to knock out three players so that they can have a changeover. So that the team on offense comes to defense, and the team that was actually on defense goes to the offense.
And that's why Rajab now likes
Exactly.
pitching.
Yeah, I think that's how this
Thank you.
young man has become fond of pitching.
Yes. And
It's
I
a
can
skill.
see.
It's a very special skill because the person who pitches has to have a very strong hand.
And very sweet.
You can imagine this person would want to hit that ball, which comes at a very high speed. So even the batter must have the skills of batting, good judgment, good anticipation. So those are basically the skills
And
that,
good power.
Of course, you want to hit it to home run. If you watch the major league games, everybody wants to hit that ball out
To the
there.
crowds. To the
Yeah,
crowd.
so that the work for him becomes easier. Because once you have hit a home run, all you need to do is walk through the bases, but you must tag the bases. This is what we call tagging the base. You must have your foot on
On the base.
the base. So he will just walk comfortably, tag the base, come here, come home, and then there's these people lining up to give him a big hand. So you get this kind of a situation, right?
That's it. I
That's
saw
the
him. I saw Mr. Kinuthia with the helmet. You know, now what is your role?
Now my role here is I'm supposed to
Avril, you can sit. Yes, as Mr. Kinuthia.
I'm
now
supposed to wear all these,
Yes.
the chest pad and
Oh, the ones, sorry, the
shield
ones you
guards.
mentioned earlier.
Yes.
On. Yes.
And I'm supposed to stand behind the heater.
Okay.
You know, this is, let me stand here. This is called the home plate. So normally I would squat here
Okay.
and wait for all the balls that the hitter will miss. And I'll help in defense because sometimes if she hits, we normally have like 3 strikes. If somebody misses the ball 3 times, and we have what we call, if you may allow me.
Yeah, sure. And please have a seat. Now.
Okay. We have, in baseball, you might ask how people become the offending team from defense. What happens is there's a defined zone called the strike zone, where Rajab, the pitcher, must throw the ball across that zone towards the hitter. And if the ball is within that zone and the hitter misses 3 times, those are called 3 strikes, and the batter is out. And if three players are out through that way, it means that they switch sides. The defense becomes offense, and offense becomes defense. So the aim of this catcher is to catch all these balls the hitter is missing. So if it's the last ball and he hits a ball and he's able to catch it, that means that the batter will be out without a lot of work being done. But still, when the ball comes and there's somebody running the bases, because in baseball, it's the only game you're allowed to steal. Steal the bases. Okay. Steal in a good way, not steal.
Still in a good way.
Yes.
Let me interject there and
Yeah.
just ask Mr. Karaoke, as we start winding up, this discussion. Fast forward, you are under, you are National Baseball 5, under 18 at the moment in South Africa, doing well. But we also know, as we fast forward, that next year we have the youth games in, Olympics in Dakar. What can we expect as we do that, as we start winding up?
What actually should happen is that as soon as these young people come back from South Africa, The plans are that they will go to a camp and start training in preparation for the Dakar Games. And this time around, because of selection purposes, we'll have as many young people in the camp. So the responsibility of the Federation is now to move around in all these regions, scouting for more players. Because you can imagine, if somebody was 18, come next year, he might now go to the other bracket.
Correct.
So we have to look for young people and feed in this team. So we have a lot of task ahead of us, knowing very well that it's not going to be easy, because Baseball 5, when we started, only a few countries were playing in Africa. But today I can tell you, because it's a medal game, everybody wants to get into it. And you know the world champion is Cuba for the adults, and the Cubans are doing very well. And therefore, what we expect is that there will be very stiff competition come the year 2026.
Thank you very much. Wishing you all the best as we look into, all the games. And first things first, we are wishing the team in Cape Town, South Africa, all the best when they come back. Let's see how it pans out. Thank you very much. We appreciate you making time to be with us, Mr. Dedan, Karaoke Technical Director and also Federation, Baseball Federation of Kenya, and also Vice Chair, founder Zola Baseball Club, Rabai in Kilifi, with us in studio. We appreciate you making time. We had Avril Lavigne, baseball player, also with us in studio. To my right, we had Mr. George Kinuthia, Assistant Technical Director, Baseball Federation Kenya, and also President, Baseball for Africa, founder, coach, Kabete Cares Baseball Academy, with us in studio. Thank you very much. And last but not least, we also had with us Rajab Ahmed, baseball player, likes pitching. I loved the way he did, he positioned his legs like he wanted to, throw the ball. Very inspiring indeed. I'll be learning more. We appreciate you making time and wish you all the best as we look forward.